Mm. Anna, your mic is on.
Yeah, it's off now. Okay, let's start, guys. Today I want to talk about this assets and change management. So in cybersecurity, you do a lot of purchasing of new equipment, new softwares. But so there is a process when you're doing that. You also do a lot of changes in terms of upgrades of applications and new systems. And there's a process to be followed, which is called change management. So we want to start here with this one acquisition. So this is when we're buying basically goods or services from a vendor. For example, when a company buys software or new software from Microsoft, that's the acquisition. And then we have this procurement. So we have a department which is called the procurement department. Everything that the company buys has to come through these guys, this department here. So I cannot just approach a company, say, or a large company saying that I'm offering services or I'm selling computers or software. No, I must go through the procurement. Everything that the company buys is registered in this in the procurement department as a vendor or as a supplier. All the contracts when it comes to um, customers or suppliers or vendors, you'll find them in the procurement department. So these guys they do research to see what are the prices. So if let's say we want to buy new antivirus software, these guys will look at the prices to say how does it look in the market. Is the one that we're trying to buy, is it too expensive or is it a normal price? So they will look at all of that. So obviously they will get advice from us, the IT or cybersecurity guys, to say you must buy from this supplier or you must buy this application for antivirus. That's the best one in the market. And then they will look at the prices regarding that um, antivirus software. Let me open this website here, Gartner reviews. So there are websites like these which review um, applications, softwares, and services. So if I go and type here, let's say Windows 11 or Windows 10. So there are reviews here regarding Windows 10, meaning customers who bought Windows 10, they came to this website, they gave their reviews, meaning what they like, what they don't like about it. They give all that information here so that other guys want to buy that product can also have a bit of a clue of what they are getting. So you can see this person or this company saying that Windows 10 is stable and compatible, but they have a problem with the screenshot. So they state all the problems and all the good things that they don't like about a product. So it's helpful to go through websites like these before you buy any application or software, so you can have a better clarity on what you are buying. Okay, let me go back here. So is there someone saying asking a question? No. Okay. So the procurement, I'm hearing a sound. I think the microphone is on. Okay, it's off now. So the procurement department will go through all that information. They will do research. They'll work with the IT and cybersecurity, and then they'll choose the supply or the supplier based on our recommendations. So before we buy any software in the company, we contact the vendor or that software company, and then they provide us a trial version that we can test in the company, and then the results that we get, and then we make a decision. We give recommendations to the procurement department to say this is the product that we chose based on the results that we found that this one works much better for us. And then the procurement department will do the purchasing process. They'll buy that. And then when it comes to purchasing methods, there's different kinds or different ways of purchasing. Companies do have company credit cards. Some users do have it, and they purchase things or goods or services on behalf of the company using the company credit card. Sometimes employees or users do not have the company credit card, so they would purchase using their own cards, and then the company would pay them back or reimburse them for those purchases. For instance, if I need a mouse and the company, maybe I don't have a credit card, company credit card, I can use my own card to buy a mouse or a keyboard, and then I take that receipt to the procurement department, and then they'll pay me back. But obviously, there are approval processes when it comes to purchasing goods or services for the company. So I cannot just bring my own company to the company and say, you wanna buy stationery, you must buy from me. No, there is a process that must be followed. My company must be registered. It must comply with, if it's in South Africa, then it must comply with BEE and all the other laws and regulations. And then if it's approved, then it will be registered in the procurement system as one of the vendors. Even when it comes to purchasing, there must be approval processes. So a company must only buy things which are necessary or things which are required for the company. And there must be checks, must be verifications. If there's no approval processes, it means if I'm the person who's working in this procurement department, if I'm the person who's buying, there's a chance that I can do fraudulent stuff if there's no approval processes. There's no one checking on me. I can get my cousin to start a company, register it, and then we purchase from that company, and then we just inflate the prices or increase the prices, and then I get some money from my cousin because I added his company here into the company's database. But if there are approval processes, then it makes it difficult for things like that to happen because there are checks and verifications for the or before that process takes place. Let's see if you guys were listening to this one. So yeah, let's start here at question 1. What is the main difference between acquisition and procurement? Which answer do you think it is? Is acquisition is cheaper than procurement? Let's see. You guys got it correctly. Okay, you guys got it correct. Let's be. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's go back here. Mobile assets deployment. So employees or users, they do use mobile phones to access company data. They do use Outlook on their personal devices. Sometimes companies do buy mobile devices, then they give those phones to employees. And then there's different options regarding that. The first one is this one: bring your own device. This one basically just means that users or employees, they bring their own personal device to access company data or company applications. The only problem about this one is that the security is managed by the user. The company doesn't have access on that phone. The good thing for the company is that they don't have to buy phones or spend money buying phones, because users are using their own personal devices. And let's go to the next one. Next one is this one: corporate owned but personally enabled. Basically just means the phone is bought by the company, but the user is using it like a personal device. So the company provides the mobile device, but the mobile device can be used for personal use. The good thing about it is that the security is managed by the company, because that mobile device belongs to the company. The only negative for the company is that it's going to cost them, because they have to spend money buying all these mobile devices. Okay, let's go back to the questions. Let's see who was listening. Okay. In which mobile deployment model does the company provide the device but allows personal use? Which one do you think is the right answer here? Oh, sorry. Let me share the whole screen. Okay, now you should be able to see the screen now. No? Okay. You type your answer in the chat. Let's see. Let's see who got this one right. Which mobile deployment model does the company provide the device but allow personal use? Let's see. Okay, correct answer is this one. Corporate owned, but personally enabled. So the company buys a mobile device, they hand it over to you, they install the company apps, but they also allow you to use it for personal use. It's this one, Cope. This is the one that we were just talking about. Okay, the next option is this one, CYOD. CYOD stands for choose your own device. So what will happen on this one is the procurement will provide, or department will provide you with a list of mobile devices that you can choose. And then the one that you choose, then the company will buy. So this one is similar to this one. The only difference is that here they give you options of the mobile devices that you can choose. Here they don't give you an option. The company just decides we're gonna buy iPhone 13 or we're gonna buy Samsung Galaxy, and then they give it to you as an employee. But here you have got different, they'll give you a list and say, choose the one that you want. And the device will be used for work purposes, and the company will look after the device in terms of security and protecting the data. The only sorry, the only drawback for the company is that it's gonna be it's gonna cost the company because they'll have to buy all the mobile devices. And how all of these are managed, or how we protect company data on mobile devices, we use this mobile device management. So what is this? This is an application which is able to separate your personal apps and personal data from the company apps or company data. And it protects the company apps. So if you lose your company mobile phone, what the company can do is that they can they can delete all the company data and company apps on that phone, so that whoever stole your phone does not get access to the company apps and the company data. So let me show you an example of a mobile device management that we are using. Intune. Okay, let's go to the Microsoft portal. Okay, this is MDM. It's this. MDM stands for Mobile Device Management. So you can see it shows a securely managed devices, access, and apps with Intune. So this is how we protect the company data on mobile phones. So in the company, all the mobile phones that maybe are accessing all our software or all our data, they will be located here. So if you are using Android, your phone will be located here. Your name, it will show the device name, ownership. And if I click on apps, then it will show all the company apps which are available on all the mobile phones. But there are different MDM or mobile device management applications. This one is from Microsoft. Okay, let's go back here. Let me see if I can get the application, Microsoft Intune app. Yeah, so what would happen is you would download the app on your phone. The app would look like this. And then once you've downloaded the app, you open the app, all the company apps will be inside of this application. All the data will be inside of this. Okay, let's go back here. Let's talk about this one, asset management. What are assets in the company? All the valuable devices. Data is an asset. Company laptop, a printer, that's an asset. Even the people who work in the company, they're also regarded as an asset. But here we are referring to devices and data. So asset management is about the process of tracking, maintaining the value and the use of assets throughout their life cycle. Basically, it's about keeping track of the assets that the company owns, making sure that they are all in good condition and used efficiently and replaced when needed. So there's different platforms which are used for this asset management. Currently, we are using in the company, we are using this one. Yeah, we are using this one, asset management. And asset management, there is what we call assignment and accounting. Basically, this is that every organization should assign individuals or groups as owners for each asset, meaning that every asset should have someone who's responsible for it. So when they give you a laptop in a company, which is an asset, they'll make you responsible for that laptop, meaning you will be the asset owner for that laptop, right? So if the company implements or installs Sage accounting software, that software is an asset and it will belong to the accounting department. So it means the asset owner for that software, the accounting software, will be the accounting department. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see if you guys are sleeping or not. What is the purpose of? Okay, I'm going to skip this one. I'll come back to it. We are not there yet. I want to come here. Device management. What does MDM stand for? And what is the primary purpose? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it D? We just spoke about this one. I showed you Microsoft Intune. Let's see who will get it right. Yes. Correct answer is this one. MDM stands for Mobile Device Management. It's used to manage company apps, data, and separate them from personal space. Okay, let's go back here. And in asset management, we also have this monitoring and tracking. So we have to monitor and track all the assets in the company. So basically, we have to know that, let's say we have 1,000 laptops, maybe we have 500 printers. We have to know all of that information. So that's why monitoring and tracking is very important. It ensures proper accountability and optimal use of each asset. And then asset tracking is also part of monitoring and tracking. We have to know that how many applications we have, how many users do we have, and where are the users located, where are the printers located, where are the servers computed located. So we have to know all of that information, and it's all located here in the asset register. Okay, let's come here on enumeration. This one basically just means you make a list of everything, of all the assets that exist in your company. You identify, list, document all assets within an organization. So this helps you to deal with unauthorized devices, or we call them rogue devices. So if you know that the company only has, let's say, 2,000 laptops, and then you perform this, and then you find out that now the company has 210 laptops or 2010 laptops, but the number is supposed to be only 2000, and now there's extra 10 laptops, then you know that there's something wrong. You know that those extra 10 laptops are not supposed to be there. Then you have to investigate to see how did the other 10 laptops get access, and who are they, what are they accessing, how did they get access, and all of that. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's go to this one here. What are the main advantages of BYOD for companies? BYOD stands for bring your own device. Is it A? Okay. This one provides a lower cost for the company. Okay. Let's go back here. Asset disposal and decommissioning. So in the company, how we get rid of assets is very important because they carry sensitive information. We cannot just take them and just throw them away. We can't just take hard drives or laptops and just throw them in the bin. Anyone can just find them and then try to retrieve all that data, that sensitive data. So there's steps that we use or we follow to get rid of the data and to destroy all that, all those devices. So the first one is this one, sanitization. So on this step, basically we make data unrecoverable from storage devices. So basically we just overwrite data with another data. Basically, if you have a hard drive or if you have a memory stick and then you add or you remove data that's on that stick, you add other data, you replace it with new data. So that's what sanitization is all about. So each overwrite, meaning every time you add new data, it will make it difficult to retrieve that old data. And then this one, degaussing. So this one involves using a machine called a degausser that uses magnetic fields to destroy data on the hard drive. So once a hard drive has been degaussed, it will no longer work and loses its storage capacity. Let me open this and then maybe I can show you a degaussing machine, degaussing hard drive. Yeah, let's open this one. Can you see my screen? Huh? Okay. So this is a degaussing machine. So they'll insert hard drives here and then it will destroy all the data. Let me see. You see they'll add or they'll insert the hard drive here. And once they've inserted the hard drive, it's been degaussed, that hard drive will never work. So even if somebody tries to open it up, try to use forensic tools to get data, it will never be accessible and this hard drive will never work again. See, just like that, they're done. And let's go to this one, a secure erase. This one is where they permanently delete all the data on the storage device in a way that prevents any possibility of a recovery. So this is where, on this one, this is where they use commands or command prompt, or they use other applications like this Parted Magic. Let me see if I can open it here. It's for destroying data, to make data inaccessible. No? Yeah, they use applications like this for disk erasing. The reason why people go to these lengths to remove their data is because companies work with sensitive data. And if you just go to a hard drive and click delete, and then you think your data is deleted, it's not really deleted. There are tools or forensic tools which can be used to get access to that data, which you assume that it was deleted. So that's why they use these applications like this. So cybersecurity, you have to protect even the data which has been deleted. And let's go to this one, cryptographic erase. This one was created to replace secure erase to replace this one. So this one is more, it works better. Um, Cryptographic erase destroys the keys that decrypt data, thus making the information unreadable or unrecoverable. So this is what is used for things like Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. Let me open Bitcoin. Where's that website? Okay, so these guys here, Bitcoin is very secure. So if I have Bitcoin and then I secure it with my keys, no one is able to open that. So that's why in New York, someone was kidnapped here because they wanted his Bitcoin keys. He had Bitcoin, which is worth a lot of money. So these guys, they kidnap him and try to torture him to get him to give them their keys, and then they got arrested. So the only way you can get someone's Bitcoin is for them to give it to you. Like you can't. There's no way to hack into it. And if those Bitcoin keys get destroyed, then that means it's gone. There's no way of getting that Bitcoin. So that's why when people who want to destroy data on hard drives and they want to make sure that that data is not accessible, they use this cryptographic eraser. Okay, let's go down here. And when we get rid of laptops or old laptops, we have to destroy the hard drives in those laptops. So companies, when if they decide maybe to sell their old laptops, the company that I work for, they will make sure that there's no hard drive in those laptops. They destroy them, and they destroy them in different ways. There are companies out there which specialize in destruction of storage devices or hard drives and memory sticks and all of that. So they use different methods. They use shredding or pulverizing or melting or incinerating. So let's start with this one. Shredding. Shredding basically is just crushing the hard drives with shredder machines. They will look something like this. Shredding hard drive. So it would look, yeah, something like this. So they throw it in this machine, it will crush that hard drive. So so that it won't be accessible. The data will be gone. So you can't put that hard drive together once it's crushed by that machine. Okay, and then the next one is this one, pulverizing. This one is similar to shredding, but the difference is that it crushes the hard drives in a way into very, very fine particles. It almost like it becomes like a sand or powder. It's very like small particles. And this one is a bit more expensive than shredding and takes a bit more time. And then melting the hard drive. They'll just put the hard drive in a hot temperature to melt it. Even this one, incinerating. They'll burn the hard drive in extremely high temperature. Let's see if I can show you an example. So companies like South African Reserve Bank, all their data, they or all their old machines, they destroy them in this manner, all their old hard drives, because they work with very sensitive information. So imagine if you get hold of that information, you find out how they make their money, which materials they use, which ingredients. That information is very sensitive. So that's why they destroy all that information in this manner. Okay, there it is. They are burning the hard drives in a high temperature. See, it looks like a stove, and all the hard drives will be in there. So yeah, a lot of these companies, they go to extra lengths to make sure they destroy all this sensitive data. And then companies should have, yeah, okay, companies should have evidence of the data destruction. So auditors will check on how, as a company, how do you destroy old laptops or old hard drives to make sure that you protect sensitive data. You need to have some form of evidence. And usually that evidence, you can get it by certifications from the particular companies that work in data destruction. Okay, let's go back to the question. Let's see if you will remember some of these. Let's go here on number 3. What is the purpose of degaussing in data sanitation? Which one? Okay, okay. D is the correct one. To use magnetic fields to destroy data on hard drives. Yes. Okay. And then this one, which data destruction methods reduces hard drives to fine particles like powder? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, let's come to this one. What is enumeration in asset management? Making a complete inventory of everything your organization owns or uses. That is correct. Okay. And this one, what is a cryptographic erase? Destroying the encryption keys that decrypt data. Yes. Cryptographic uses keys to safeguard data. So when companies want to destroy data, or they want to make data unrecoverable, they destroy those keys. Okay, now let's go back here. Let's talk about this one, data retention. Data retention basically just means keeping data or retaining data. Some data is required that it should be kept for a specific time. For instance, in hospitals, your medical files cannot be destroyed like immediately when you leave. Let's say you went to a hospital, your medical file cannot be destroyed like immediately. No, they have to keep it for some time. It's just the regulations, and it also make it easier. Um, in case you go back, the doctor who's gonna take care of you, they know they can refer to a file to see that, oh, okay, you did come in before, and this was the issue, and then it will make it easier for them to assist you. So that's where data retention comes in. Also, places like Home Affairs in South Africa, they have to keep all your data there. They cannot delete it or remove it. Your birth certificate, if you're, doesn't matter when you were born, all your information is still there. They can't delete it. So if you lose your ID or whatever, you can still go back. They still have your information, and they can make a new ID for you. So for some organizations, this one is very important. They cannot just delete. Um, in our company, we keep data for 7 years. So even if someone leaves the company, that data will be kept in archives for 7 years. Let me open Microsoft portal. I'll go here. Okay, I'll open this one. Then I'll log in here. Okay, let's see if I can show you data retention here on the Microsoft portal. Okay. Okay, this is where we set up data retention on Microsoft. We use applications like these. There are many more applications. And then we tell the system that this data will be, how long should it be kept? 7 years. So if auditors come after 3 years, someone has left the company, we can still have that information to say, yes, this person did work for this company. Here's the information. Okay, let's go back here. Let's talk about this change management. This is when there is a new change in the company. Maybe the company is upgrading. Maybe they are changing from using Dell laptops. Maybe they're going to start using Apple Macs, or maybe they are upgrading from Windows 10. They're going to start using Windows 11. They'll have to do this, a change management. And there's different steps that have to be followed for this change management to take place. There are different groups or different people involved. For instance, when I install a new accounting system for the accounting department, I will create a change management. There's different platforms for that. For the company, we use this one. manage engine change management, IT change management. And then I'll have to add the information regarding the change. Maybe we are, yeah, like I said, maybe we are installing a new accounting software in the accounting department. And then it will have to go for approval first. And the people who approve, we call them um, CAB or, and yeah, CAB. And CAB stands for Change Advisory Board. This is basically is a committee that reviews changes and then they approve. Sometimes they reject and then they give you reasons why they reject. So CAB or Change Advisory Board is a group of individuals within the organizations who evaluate the proposed changes and approves. And then the change must have a change owner. For instance, if I'll be the one who will be installing that software for the accounting department, I'll be the change owner. So it's the person or team initiating the change. And then stakeholder, these are the people who are going to be affected by the new change. So it's the person group who has a vested interest in the change. So these people need to be consultant. That means if I'm installing a new accounting software in the accounting department, the stakeholders will be the users in that department, the accounting staff, the manager in that department. Those will be the stakeholders. I'll have to communicate with them, inform them when will this change take place, what will happen during the change, and then stay in contact with them during that whole process. So I also need to assess the impact of that change. That means conduct an impact analysis. Get this information. Impact analysis is about this. What could go wrong? What will be affected? All that information. So, what will be affected? Who will be affected? For how long do I expect? If there's going to be downtime? And these are the steps that I have to implement for the change process. I have to start by this preparation, meaning assess the current state. Let's say I want to install this accounting software in the accounting department. I first have to assess the current state in the accounting department. Do they have the current laptops which will be able to work fine with the new accounting software? So I have to assess all that information. I have to gather all the required resources, meaning I have to find out first what is the requirements for me to install that software, because every software will give you all the requirements that you must have for before you install that software. Engage the stakeholders. Obviously, I'll have to communicate with all the users and the managers in that department, and that's how we get to be prepared. And then this one, vision for change. After doing this, then I have to come here. What is the goal of the change? Basically, what do I want to see? Um, in this case, in my example, I want the accounting department to use or to have the new Sage accounting software. So that would be my goal. And then I'll have to explain the reasons for that change. Maybe the reason will be the current software is old and outdated and it can be easily hacked and it's no longer safe. That's why we have to upgrade to the latest accounting software. So I'll add that reason. I'll include all the specific details. And then the next step is this schedule. I have to include the details regarding the schedule. When will the change take place? When will the new software be installed? What time? What day? Has the communication been sent? And then also the next step will be this one, the backout plan. I must state the backout plan in case something goes wrong. What if I try to install the new software, but it affects other things? It affects maybe the printing. The users can't print in the accounting department after I install this. So I must have a backup plan in place before I even install the software. And then I must do this test results first. So maybe I can test with one user or two users in the accounting department first before I install that new software to the whole department. So I'll test maybe with one or two users to see what kind of results do I get. If I get good results, then I can go to the next step, which is implementation. That means I install that new software, new accounting software for the whole department. Uh, uh, okay, let's go back. Okay, I will reconnect you guys. I'll come. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, I'll go back here. Implementation. Yeah, I stopped here. So before I implement, I'll do this training if training is required. Maybe the new software requires some training, then we'll do the training. And I must do always continuous communication. Then I implement. After implementing or installing the new software, accounting software for the accounting department, then I'll have to do this verification. Here, basically, I'm just verifying if the system is working as required. So I'll have to do surveys or stakeholder interviews, interview the guys in the accounting department to say, is the software working? Is it fine? Is it not disturbing your work? Are you able to do all the things that you are supposed to do? And then I will document all the changes that happened for that change. This is for future references. So if we want to know what happened when we did the change or when we installed the new software, then we'll just go and look at the documentation. Okay, let's go here. Okay, what is the role of this change advisory board? Is it A, B? Okay. Review, evaluate, and approve changes. Yes, that's correct. Okay, in the change management, what is the backout plan? Is it A, B, C, or D? Remember, when we're making changes to a system, we need to have a plan to go back to the working state. Okay. Okay, this one we did answer. Let's go here. Okay, this one. What is the purpose of impact analysis in change management? Why do we? Okay, to determine what could go wrong. Yes, and what will be affected. Yes. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, this one I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna come down here. And when we do these changes, we will have to communicate the downtime, restricted activities. Sometimes when we maybe upgrade to new systems or new software, we'll have to communicate and say, accounting department, from this time to this time, this system won't be available. So we'll have to communicate all that information. And if maybe a restart is required, maybe on the server, on the accounting server, that information must be communicated and we get feedback from them. Maybe they might say, you can't do it at this time because that's when we process most of our clients. Can you do it maybe at this time? So that's why constant communication is very important. And also, we have to think about legacy applications. So, some older applications, maybe that accounting software that we're trying to install, um, or maybe the current one which they're using is working with some older applications. And maybe the new one that which we are going to upgrade to, it might affect, it might not work with the legacy applications. Legacy applications just means older applications. So we have to, that's why we have to test when we do these changes to see what is going to be affected. Because some of these applications don't work by themselves, they are connected with other applications. And that's what we call dependencies. Maybe that accounting software connects with another software or another applications for customers, and then that's where the accounting software gets all its data from. So that's what we call a dependency. So we also have to test all of these, that when we upgrade, will these dependencies still work? And in this one, documenting changes, this is what we have to do for future references and also to look back. If there's an issue, then we can always trace our steps to see what kind of changes we did, when we did them, and who was involved, and all the information will be there on our documents. This is also part of documentation. We need to have updated information or diagrams in terms of changes to help us track our previous changes. And also this one, change management policies. These ones always have to be um, updated. So when we do changes, we need to make sure we follow these change management policies. And if maybe our change management policies are old, they need to be updated or changed, then we'll have to do that as well. Updating documents, then this applies to all the documents that we need to update after the change, update, or after the change has taken place. All that information we need to add it to our documents. Let's go here. Okay. Let's see if you can answer this one. What are the main types of stakeholders in change management? There's different types of stakeholders, no? So let's go here. Don't answer that one yet. I didn't. We didn't touch on it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go back. Okay, technical. Yeah, yeah. There's different kind of stakeholders. No? There's technical stakeholders. There's business, and there's end user stakeholders. So in an accounting department, those end users in that department will be these ones, end user stakeholders. Business stakeholder, this will also be maybe a manager in that department, or yeah. And then this technical stakeholders, this will be the people responsible for implementing the technical changes. In this case, IT will be the technical stakeholders because they are involved in that process of implementing new software. Okay. So if I say what are the main types of stakeholders in change management, then you already know. Yeah, that the answer is this one. Okay. That was all of the questions. Yeah. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Now I have to give you an exercise for change management and then see how you guys will do it. For now, that's it for tonight. Then we can meet again on a Sunday. Before you go, if you have any questions, you can let me know. If no questions, then it's good. We'll talk offline. Then I'll send you the exercise for change management. This is something that you will do in IT or cybersecurity. There's a lot of work, which is administrative work that you have to do on the side, besides doing all these technical things. So that's why I'm giving you guys these kind of exercises as well. All right. If no questions, then that's fine. We'll talk offline, and we'll see you guys again Sunday. All right. Cool. Cheers.